Texas is the newest state to enact legislation that is going to have a massive effect on wholesalers in wholesaling real estate in the state of Texas. And starting on Monday, September 1st, it is going to be enacted into law. Now, before you get all, oh my gosh, the world is ending, I'm going to tell you exactly what SB 140 is, what type of wholesalers this affects, and what type of wholesalers this doesn't affect. Now, this is a massive change happening in wholesaling real estate, and I need to get in front of this before anybody else spits their insane, crazy lies about how wholesaling's terrible, the end of the world's here, and go buy my wholesaling program. I'm just going to tell you exactly what the law is, the type of wholesalers that this is pretty much going to alienate and destroy, and how you can take advantage of this opportunity. Because this opportunity, if you are in the state of Texas, is going to be a massive blessing. Like if you are trying to go after motivated sellers, this is probably going to be one of the best laws possible if you always follow what I say about wholesaling real estate. Now, I don't want to say I was right, but I was right. So if you've been listening to the sexiest, most jacked, funniest wholesaler of all time, Zach Ginn, who's also the richest of all time, I'm a multi-trillionaire. I've always been telling you that if you just follow what I say about wholesaling real estate, you're going to be protected by the US Constitution. And if you follow things that I don't say, bad things happen. And this is exactly what's going on with SB 140. So let's share my screen and show you what's going on with SB 40. So SB 40 is going to be effective September 1st. And this is basically an amendment to a law regulating SMS text blasting on top of cold calling. And so this is an act called SB 140 in the state of Texas. And let's go read this and kind of understand what this means. And so it's defining a telephone call and a telephone solicitation. Now, there's a law about how you can't pretty much cold call people in Texas if you do this, or that, basically adding on TCPA. But what this law is, it's now including text messages to this law and giving some other definitions of who's exempt and who isn't exempt. Now, right here, you can see that telephone solicitation means a call or other transmission, including a transmission of a text or graphic message or of an image initiated by a seller or salesperson to induce a person to purchase, rent, claim, or receive an item. The term includes a telephone call a purchaser makes in response to a solicitation sent by mail or made by other means. Also saying if you break this, you could get sued. Now, this might be like, oh my gosh, this basically means you can't text if you're trying to sell something, which is what we do in wholesaling real estate. Well, you're technically wrong here because it actually has a massive change. So what this big change is if you're somebody who is looking to induce somebody to purchase, buy something, induce them to rent something of yours, or for them to receive an item from you, then you are cooked. This thing is massively illegal. So if you're trying to give somebody a free product, you're screwed. If you're somebody that is a real estate agent, you're trying to get them the property, you are legally a licensed broker who is a salesperson. You're selling real estate. That is insanely bad. If you're looking just to sell anything, real estate agents sell a good or service. We already know in wholesaling real estate, we are legally protected from TCPA law and we're exempt from those laws. I even showed 2 months ago how we got the biggest lawsuit win of all time, which no other wholesaling influencer, I just want everyone to understand this. I'm the only person in the wholesaling real estate space to even bring this up because everything was a massive secret. But buying a property for cash and offering to buy somebody's house for cash is now exempt with federal case law. It's not considered telephone solicitation, federally speaking. And this is a lawyer, Eric Troutman, which is hilarious. So I've been telling this from the rooftops. Everyone said cold calling is illegal, texting is illegal, it's telephone solicitation. I said, no, I read the FCC laws, I read the TCPA. It's clearly not the case. And everyone went after me like crazy. Now, it's been very, very important distinction here to show there is a difference between being a licensed real estate agent and being a non-licensed real estate agent. Now, there's plenty of case law that has shown that people actually lost lawsuits because they are a wholesaler. I'm trying to buy the property. I'm actually not looking to get them to list, But that doesn't matter with case law. It's the ability to do it. So let's do an example. If I'm looking at this Texas law and I want to go out here and offer to buy somebody's property for cash, of course, there's a little gray area, right? It doesn't specifically say I can't or can't. I'm not technically selling a good or service. I have federal law that protects me from this. So there's really no crazy law about that. But if I was a real estate agent or I was a licensed real estate agent that was looking just to buy the property for cash, if you sued me for breaking this law, I could say, well, technically, I was not looking to list it. I was looking to buy it as a buyer. But the case has already been shown time and time and time again in many federal jurisdictions that it's not that you're not a licensed real estate agent trying to buy the property for cash. It's you had the ability to do it. And technically, this could have been a double whammy attack. And what they mean by this is, hey, I'm looking to buy your house for cash. Sure, what's your offer? My offer is 50 grand. That's too low, but I do want to sell it. How about I list your property? Okay, sure. See, you're offering to buy somebody's house for cash in the ruse, if they don't accept it, they want more, that you are then going to sell your service of listing the property. Plenty of case law has shown this is federally illegal to do because technically you had it in good faith of buying the house, which is legal, but then you gave them a bad offer and you spun it to get a listing. So it's technically a listing in disguise. It's like how people sell wholesaling coaching, but it's not coaching, it's a community and it's coaching with extra steps, right? This thing is listing a property with extra steps. Now, if I was going to get sued saying that you're looking to list my property, I actually legally can't list somebody's house. I'm not a licensed real estate agent. I'm not licensed, so I'm not beholden to any board for real estate. So even if I was trying to list somebody's house, I don't even have the ability to do it because I'm not a licensed real estate agent. I do not have MLS access. But all these people telling you to go become a licensed real estate agent has now just put your head on the chopping block here to be attacked by any telephone solicitation because technically you're going to be the one listing the property if they don't accept your offer. So when you brag that, hey, if they don't accept my offer, I just list it. Well, this is the reason why you can't cold call or text anymore in the state of Texas. Very, very, very clear distinction. Now, federally though, the coffee versus fast, easy offer kind of gives you a win. There's still up to debate if you're a licensed real estate agent, if that's legal or not legal. Now, even looking at the analysis of this, now Keller Williams involved was not likely the lead buyer. This is of that case law protecting us wholesalers. The court did not hold a real estate agent can call a property owner to offer to list their property. In this instance, the consumer's engaging in a buying activity. They are buying, helping, selling the property. Don't get it twisted and be careful. So there is some push and pull here of if it's legal or not as a real estate agent. But unfortunately, with this law right here, right, the ability to list a property and do that double whammy attack is probably going to hurt you in this law. So it's been pretty commonplace before, and it's always been common, that if you're a real estate agent and you're offering to buy somebody's house, you have the ability to list it. So I would tell everybody, if you're a licensed real estate agent and you are cold calling and doing mass texting, which is amazing, you should stop getting your license and just go all in on wholesaling. I've never told anyone to get licensed, and I'll continue never to push somebody to get licensed. I think it's the stupidest thing in the world. You're paying money to have extra people sue you. It's just so dumb. Then your board can take your money and all these things. Absolutely ridiculous. So what does this law mean for you as a wholesaler in the state of Texas? This pretty much means if you are not a licensed real estate agent, you are awesome. That means all the licensed real estate agents that are in wholesaling are going to get out of there. That leaves you to go out here and win. This also means laws are subject to change. I want to let everybody know that I'm not a licensed real estate agent. I've never claimed to be, and I'm never going to be. And I've never, ever claiming to be a real estate attorney. This is not law advice. This is how I read the law and see how it might affect the industry. Now, I'm going to leave this to legal scholars. I do not want anybody that's not a lawyer to tell me if I'm wrong or right, to how I am interpreting this and how pretty much every other wholesaling law mind is pretty much looking at this. Now, what I want you to do is actually look at this yourself. Talk to your own lawyers if you want. And before you do anything, I always say legally, go out here and seek legal counsel before you do anything. Call a TCPA attorney, whatever you want. But I'm telling you right now, I'm not a lawyer. This is not law advice. This is my opinion. This is for entertainment purposes only. Sorry, I'll say without the quotations, for entertainment purposes only, and just showing you this law that's passing. This is my political commentary of this law and what it means. I think this is a great thing for wholesaling. If you do not have a real estate license, if someone tricked you into getting a real estate license, stop getting your license. But this is amazing for us wholesalers that have always just listened to what I've said and continue to keep marketing the correct way. Now, if you want to start texting with the best service possible, go to xleads.com. It has the best and cheapest texting with AI texting. Also, dialing and calling is all good without a license. Just go to xleads and you're good to go. The cool part about all this stuff is I can cold call and text motivated sellers, and the only one I'm beholden to is the law. If you're a real estate agent or a licensed realtor, you have to be beholden to the law, just like me. Now you have to be beholden to your broker daddy, who is your broker, and then they run the rules. They tell you if you can do it or you can't do it. Even if it's legal or not, your broker daddy, that's who I call your real estate broker. They're basically your dad. You're like a 4-year-old, and they just basically whip the belt on you and tell you what you can't or can't do, even if it's legal or not legal. Because you say, well, broker daddy, it's illegal for me to do this, and it's legal, I can do it. They say, nope, whipping the belt out, you can't do it, even though it makes 0 sense, because I said so. So I think having a second boss is insane. I think everyone knows you already have a boss. Everyone in the United States of America has a boss. It's called the federal government and the law. But there's also a second boss called your real estate broker who gets to do whatever they want to you and tell you what you can or can't do as long as you're under their wing, which I think is really, really creepy. So just have one boss, not 2 bosses, and start wholesaling right. Again, everyone's going to give their interpretation starting September 1st because they're going to see this, say, oh, you're good to go. Guys, don't get a real estate license. Keep doing things as planned. And of course, reach out to a licensed, board certified attorney, lawyer before you absolutely do anything and ask them. Again, I'm not in the state of Texas, and I'll be reaching out to more legal counsel about this before I do anything. Is that a good disclosure? All right, great. So guys, make sure you smash that like button, subscribe, and I'll see you soon. This is Zach Ginn signing out. Have a blessed one.